Good morning, students. I am Imanberdieva Indira Seyit Kasımovna, teacher of Civil Aviation College. Today's theme is Reading for Pleasure. Aims of the lesson: educational, activation and consolidation of vocabulary, development of oral speech, of listening comprehension, reading skills, the expansion and deepening of cultural knowledge. Upbringing: the formation of respectful attitude to a foreign language and culture. Developing the skills of language reaction, memory, attention, formation of personal and communication skills. So, let's guess the topic which we are discussing today. There are a lot of books exist in the world. Look at the books and find the genre. Humorous American short stories, Whose Body, The Beatles, Harry Potter, The Solar System, Alice in Wonderful Land, Invisible Man, Jaws, Ghosts of the Silent Hill, Welcome to Heaven's Peak. So, why do you think people read books and magazines? Of course, reading for education and get information. But when we have free time, when we are relaxing, we take the book in our hands and have fun. We divide into wonderful world of fascinating, fantastic books, and it means we read for pleasure. Next is brainstorming. There is a poem named What is a Book by English poetess Laura Dunit. Students, make up your poem, changing missing words to pictures. Don't forget about the rhythm. A book is pages, pictures and words. A book is animals, people and birds. A book is stories of queens and kings, poems and songs, so many things. Curled in a corner where I can hide. With the book I can travel for a ride, though it's only paper from end to end. A book is a very special friend. Learn the kinds of books. It can be biographies, fairy tales, historical, ghost stories, science fictions, myths, detective stories, and fantasies. Of course, horror stories, love stories, legends, health and fitness, Roman novels, science textbooks, business reports, travel guides. Elements of fiction. The first one, introduction, beginning of the story, characters, background and setting revealed. Second, rise in action. Events in the story become complicated. The conflict is revealed. These are events between the introduction and climax. Climax, turning point of the story. Readers wonders what will happen next. Will the conflict be resolved or not? The fourth one, resolution or conclusion, final outcome of events. Elements of introduction. The setting describes where and when the story takes place. For example, dark forest or old castle, stormy ocean. It helps build a big background and create images in the mind. It helps set the tone of the mood of the story. As you know, every story needs good or bad character. The protagonist is the good guy or hero. The antagonist is the bad guy or force. A character who doesn't have heroic traits or has negative traits. The plot is literally a term used to describe the events that create the story. It's the most important element. The next one is conflict, is the struggle between two forces in a story. Without conflict, there is no plot. Next one is introduction of new vocabulary, association, antonyms, synonyms, definitions that help you to describe plot, characters of the book. The first word is silly, лозунг глупцов. Silly, есть ума не надо, silly. Fast moving, динамичный. Disappointing or failing. Elizabeth II, as you know, died in 2022. This element was disappointing to British and many people. Students, can you discuss other disappointing news in the world with us? Gripping, захватывающий, gripping. Болеть гриппом, gripping, очень захватывающе. brilliant, outstanding, splendid. To express you like it very much, absolutely like it, really much it, totally like it. Predictable, синонимы expected. It happens that the plot turned out to be too exciting, but after 15 minutes you realized, for example, that the killer was a hairdresser. The happy end was quite predictable and it became very boring. Entertaining, забавный, развлекательный, amusing, delightful, funny. Example: I am tired of reading classical literature at school, so I prefer some entertaining short stories now. Hilarious, очень смешной, уморительный, comical, humorous, веселая, хихикающая, Лариса, hilarious. Fascinating, очень увлекательный. После команды хозяина «фас» я имел очень увлекательную пробежку по окрестностям деревни. Fascinating. Fascinating baby facts. Did you know that babies have 300 bones, that adult human skeleton has only 206? Babies don't produce any tears when they cry at first. However, they should start to produce tears within being 1 or 3 months old. Also, September 26 is the most common birthday for babies. Now, you need to count back 9 months from September 26 and... Yep, that little baby is a slightly delayed gift after a very Christmas. But could you ever really ask it for anything better? Fascinating baby cry with an accent. It's hard to believe that the baby has an accent even while they are crying. However, it turns out babies cry to the melody of their parents' native language. Babies try to imitate parents. Still, it's difficult to imagine a French baby crying differently from the English one. Next word is clever, умный. Russian association with clever. The first leaf symbolized hope, the second is believer, the third is love, and the fourth is good luck. You are clever. Ты такой умный. Для забавной ассоциации на русском представьте это как «ну ты и клевер». You are so clever. Dull. Скучный. Сдал книги в библиотеку, можно и на каникулы. Ты дал мне очень скучный совет. Dull weather, dull speech, монотонный, скучный. Let's consolidate new adjectives with phrasal verb to be keen on something. Увлекаться чем-то. I'm so keen on, and in negative form, I'm not so keen on. Use the adjectives and any genres of the books that we have learned today. For example, I'm not so keen on Roman novels as I find them boring and unrealistic. Second, I'm not so keen on detective stories as I find them very dull. I'm keen on love stories as I find the plot fascinating and thrilling. So, it's time to become the end of the lesson, reflection of the lesson. Now I ask you to make a conclusion. Think about what will you need put in the suitcase if you need this information, what you will process, put this in the meat grinder, and as you find the information absolutely useless, put in the basket. So students, goodbye, thank you for your attention.